Okay, so episode 2. Now we're getting into, okay, this is the introduction. Now we're getting into the standard, what I assume is going to be a standard episode, which is Starfleet dealing with some interspecies, I guess you could call it conflict. In this case, ensuring that Beta Z rejoins the Federation because they are trying to rebuild the Federation. Now, I do like, though, first off, that they mentioned that Federation headquarters was historically in Paris, because I was always under the impression that Starfleet and Federation were both in San Francisco, not that one was in Paris. So we're finally introduced to the final piece of the puzzle, and Caleb and her are like head over heels for each other, like immediately. Which you can see that Genesis is a little pissed, because it seemed like she was happily flirting with Remy last episode, but it seems like she's really into Caleb, so she doesn't seem thrilled that he's into Tarima. So, this whole episode revolves around Caleb trying to figure out where this planet is. I can't remember what the planet was called. And it turns out it's behind their wall that they put up because they wanted to keep outsiders out. Which makes you wonder then, how the hell did Caleb's mother end up there? Because it's not like they just put the wall up, a year ago. The burn was 120 years ago. So, how the hell did she get there? But she did, in the captain's words, she did somehow manage to get off that planet. Now, which again makes you wonder, what kind of a planet is this? They make it sound like this is some backwater that, is dangerous. So, yeah, a lot of questions. So, it turns out that instead of her telling Caleb, she, lets him sweat it out. And then she finally is like, oh, yeah, here, let me give you, our star maps. And it's behind their wall. And it sounds like she's familiar with that planet. So, if she was familiar with it, why didn't she just tell him instead of being coy and it's like, oh, here, let me give you our star maps? That was just weird. So, of course, the president is not thrilled that she and Caleb are making googly eyes and they were about to actually kiss. And all I can say is Saved by the Bell, because what the heck? I mean, why are we doing this? I actually liked his relationship with Genesis. What's going on here? So, I mean, she is really pretty, but what? It's just like boom. And it's the way she moved. It's as if she put a spell on him. So maybe she isn't the sweet, innocent girl we think she is. That she's somehow influencing him. Now, she did say that she feels more than other Betazoids, sorry. And that she that she that if she removed her neural inhibitor, that, you know, things could go south. And I guess that's why she joined the war college at the end, because even Caleb's like, wait, what? Because that makes no sense, but I guess they wanted another species that goes against type. You know, you think of betazoids as these calm empaths like Troy, even though she was only half betazoid, but still. And just like with Klingons, you think of a warrior race, and Jaden is totally not that. So I guess they wanted to balance that. Oh, excuse me. Um so they have an instant chemistry. Like I said, I'm not sure if, you know, I think she touched her neural inhibitor before Caleb totally went gaga. I mean, he was already interested in her because she is a beautiful woman. But it's, I don't know, it just seemed so weird. But then again, at the end, she was upset that he was using her. It's like, how the hell? I mean, he didn't know that you would have the star maps of Beta Z and that you would share it with him. You know, the plans behind the wall. I mean, it's possible he brought her there in hopes that she would help him, but I think he was just doing it as cover. But anyway, so Caleb is having a lot of issues this first day, or at least this second episode. He has to room with Remy, and both of them are like, oh, hell no. By the end, it seems like they're fine. Because Tarima's brother is also joining Starfleet. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call that room the guns room because they all have them. But I looked at the cast list and I did not see him. So obviously, this is the only time we're ever going to see him. And that's when he told Caleb that she joined the war college, and he's like, wait, what? It's like, I don't like talking about my sister to guys. It's creepy. It's like, you're the one who told her to pursue him. What the fuck? So, but Caleb was able, when he was talking with Ake, they were bantering, and she figured out how to get Beta Z to rejoin the Federation. And she sends Caleb to talk to Tamira. Now, why talk to her instead of her father, you know, who's the president? But I guess because, well, you know, they almost kissed. So she figured that it would be easier that way. That if he convinces her, she'd have an easier time convincing her father rather than him trying to convince her father. So instead of rebuilding the Federation capital in Paris, they're going to... Oh, I'm really sorry. It's been a rough couple of days. So, um, so he was just taken aback because he was not expecting this. So instead of through the voice thingy on his lapel, he actually said yes. Now, he did sound like, he did say it like he is deaf. So I don't know if the actor is actually deaf, but I loved that they introduced someone who is deaf. And they were doing actual ASL. I was paying attention. But yeah, I'm really curious if the actor is truly deaf. Let's see what else. Jesus Christ. Let's see, what else did I want to mention in this, from this episode? Why did they put her brother as a roommate to the other two? I'm assuming that would give them someone to team up against, because I mean, he's breaking shit. I just don't know what to make of that. He's breaking not just shit, but Remy's shit. I mean, Remy is cool about it, but I'm pretty sure inside he's livid that he's breaking his grandmother's stuff. And like I said, Remy then helps Caleb make his bed, which I would have loved. I mean, I realize that this is, the future, so they probably don't have this, but I would have loved to see him explain fitted sheets to Caleb. That would have been hilarious. Because that's the scourge of everybody, dealing with fitted sheets. So I guess Caleb isn't going to pursue the lead he has. Well, for one thing, they found out that she's no longer on the planet that he thought. So Braca was telling the truth about that. But again, how did she get there if there is a wall up and they don't let outsiders in? I mean, did she hitch a ride with a Betazoid? Is that how she got in? So, but she got off that planet and was heading to another one as of 3 months ago. So she's still alive. They're still pursuing her. I'm really curious if and when they meet up with her again. Now, the fact that she hasn't tried to get a hold of Caleb is curious. Because, I mean, she obviously gave everything for Caleb when he was younger, before she was sent to a rehabilitation camp. So why is she completely not trying to get a hold of him now? Or I guess it's possible that she's not in a position to send or receive messages, but who knows? Let's see. So yeah, I can see that the Caleb Tarima romance is going to bug the hell out of me. I am curious why she said that, what would happen if she completely lost control. I mean, she's an empath. So what, does she end up in a puddle of goo? I mean, what happens if she completely loses control? The fact that she entered the war college tells me that nothing good will happen to the people around her. And that's why she has the neural inhibitor, not to protect herself, but to protect others. Because again, why did she choose the war college? I mean, there's one of two reasons. One, her empathic abilities are super scary, which I'm sorry, it does give me evidence for my theory that she's kind of influencing Caleb and that he's not actually in control of his emotions. But then again, she accused him of using her, so maybe not. Or maybe she doesn't even realize she's doing it. That's a possibility too. But why else would she join the war college? Very, very strange. Um, let's see. Like I said, Caleb was having a hard couple of days. First, finding out Remy is his roommate, and then, um, and then, um, when he actually wanted Aki to fired Reno. Why? I don't know, because she was lippy to him, that she didn't take his shit. I mean, I don't know why he wanted her fired. Um, but in that class, Sam douses him with that mucus, which of course adheres to him. Now, so does he get the C or does she? I would assume she, because it was her mucus, not his. So, let's see what else is there from this episode. I'm really curious what is going to happen, going forward. It's obvious that they're doing standalone episodes, except for the through line of finding Caleb's mother. And I still think that either A, they will not find her, or B, it'll turn out that she's, totally not into Caleb anymore. This idea that maybe he served a purpose, or that she figures he's better off without her, or or she's appalled that he's a Federation cadet. I mean, a Starfleet cadet. I mean, it could be anything. But they're obviously going for the angle that Aki and Caleb have a mother-son relationship. First off, and another thing about Aki, I love that she's walking around barefoot. I think it's absolutely hilarious that she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do what I want. I'm 420 years old. I can do whatever the hell I want. I signed the waivers. It's cool. Because again, we have to have a rebel captain. We can't have your standard traditional captain. There's got to be rebellion in some way, shape, or form. So she walks around barefoot. I just love it how she has some sort of fire fruit. And Caleb assumed it was an apple, and poor guy. And she's like, yeah, I burned off all my nerve endings 120 years ago. I think she said 100. No, 300 years ago. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of comedy in this show. But it's well placed. It's not like comedy for comedy's sake. Just like I don't like drama for drama's sake, I don't like comedy for comedy's sake. It should fit. And so far it's been fitting. Um I do feel bad for Genesis because like I said, she she's obviously into Caleb. So maybe I was right in the first episode, after the first episode, that she will end up with Remy, but who knows? Um, so let's see if there's anything else that I wanted to mention about this episode. Um, I think I covered everything. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.